Welcome back to the grind. In this video, we're going to do a brief overview of the preview to FrostWreath season. Now, there are a couple updates in the next season. The egg token mission boost will now just be called the mission boost because it will apply to not only egg tokens, but as well as the timer missions. Week 1 will release the discount hunter, a warrior, a rider, and the base boost, as well as the 2 mythics. And then week 6 will be the release of the second wave, including an invoker and another rider. This is not week 5 for this season because of the holidays. Then week 9 will release the festive dragon, and that will be all of the available lines for this season. The first dragon, the discount legendary dark hunter named Gulgrim. Now I'm excited for this season because we get a discount hunter and a mythic hunter. So I'm looking forward to that and getting some videos out early of Gulgrim. Now this dragon, I actually have pretty high hopes for. Most discount dragons are not that great, but I'm excited about this dragon because I think there will be some utility here. He has a spell, Chomp, a white spell that will deal heavy damage to a target tower, and it sounded like you can hit 2 towers with this spell. So essentially a Death Gaze spell. And then he will have 2 blue spells, so you'll obviously want to prioritize the blue mage with the Chomp spell. And these blue spells, one of them being Cloak, so you can cloak for a short duration, a classic hunter spell, and the other being Scavenge, which increases dragon's breath damage, and destroying the towers will grant health. And then he has adaptive resist, which is common for hunters these days, and that is a great way to generate rage. So for Gulgrim, I imagine you would approach the island, use Chomp on the blue mage and up to 1 other tower if the placement is right. Then you would want to cloak to dodge the initial damage, and then when you come out of cloak, use Scavenge to increase your damage and allow you to heal, because when you uncloak, you will only have resist to 1 flak, and then the other towers will be doing significant damage to you. Depending on the cooldown for Scavenge and how it works with blue mages, you might be able to use it on the turn so that you can use some breath shots and then use Chomp. And then the cloak, it will probably take some skill to blink to fully optimize this dragon, as most hunters, but I do see a few combinations that I'm excited to test out and see how it works. It will be a challenge, but I like a challenge, and if nothing less, I get some hunter runes for another dragon. Next we have Griff, a legendary wind warrior, and this dragon looks pretty cool, and the way they built the spells, they're trying to make it more skill-based for the hunters and more interesting, for the warriors, which I appreciate because warriors to me are just very boring. So this dragon will have Wind Gust, which will destroy all projectiles in the air and briefly stun towers. Blood Fury to generate rage. It'll work like normal Blood Fury. The description here is an error. And then it will have Storm Breath, which will increase breath damage, and then Dark Flak resist. Now, when you approach the island, I imagine you would want to use Wind Gust to disable all the super shots that are flying at you, as well as stun the towers, and then use Storm Breath to increase the damage you're doing to destroy the blue mage initially, so then you can use Blood Fury to generate some rage and allow you to heal off of towers. And then it sounded like you will be able to use Wing Gust in rapid succession so that you can chain stun towers. However, you will run out of rage eventually, so you would want to time those well. Next, we have Nocturne, which I'm excited about, the ice mythic hunter for this season. And it sounds like he's going to play similar to Noctua, but as a mythic dragon with all tiers unlockable. You will be able to solo bases, I expect. So Nocturne will have Snowdrift, which will disable all towers in a target area. It will act similar to sand or vines. So this spell will reliably be able to hit 2 towers, maybe 3 is what it sounded like from the stream. And then you have Hunter's Mark, which can be placed on a target tower or monument, and then when destroyed, you will gain health and rage. This is a classic hunter spell. And then we'll have Silent Swoop, which is a brief cloak that will regain hunter ammo. And on uncloaking, you'll have increased breath damage. Now this brief cloak, they said, is about half a second, so it's not really a cloak, it's more of an evasion spell to dodge shots. And then Battle Screech, kind of like Warrior Battle Cry, will increase the damage of the dragon and all following dragons, and this can be used repeatedly. So on a long base with using Hunter's Mark, you should be able to use this several times, and that will allow for setting up your dragon if there's a long approach to the main towers, or if you set the base up with your disable spell for another dragon, they will have increased damage as well. So you'll want to use Snowdrift to disable the most deadly towers, maybe even the red mage as one of them, so you can use Hunter's Mark. And then Silent Swoop can be used to blink the initial shots and subsequent shots when it's available again, and using the Battle Screech as often as possible in order to increase your breath damage. The last dragon we have information on so far is Fafnir, the Mythic Earth Sorcerer, and this also seems like a pretty cool dragon with the spells and the appearance. So the passive spell this dragon has is Curse of Greed. So the dragon does not generate rage over time, but destroying towers will restore health and rage. Avarice will be on cast. The dragon takes damage to restore rage, which will be used to help fuel his spell casting. His main spell is Golden Hex, which can be rapidly cast twice, the spell being Guild, to hit target towers, making them take more damage and deal less damage. And on the second cast, spells that are already affected by Guild will then be destroyed. So this basically functions like Crumble to Dust on Hasset. And this will be the main spell that this dragon uses to destroy towers. And you'll have to be careful about the rage cost. So you'll want to focus this spell on the most deadly tower. And then this dragon's defensive spell is Shining Splendor, which will dodge all incoming damage for a period of time and intermittently do damage to the towers. Now they said this will have a very cool animation where the dragon will be like radiating, and so I'm excited to see this, but I probably won't be getting this dragon. And then if you haven't heard, they will be giving us a holiday dragon, which you will earn by just logging in every day during, or a certain number of days during this event. And the dragon will only be the green tier, which is kind of disappointing, but kind of expected at the same time. So this is the dragon Noel. Very interesting looking dragon, very unique. You can tell it's definitely just a special dragon for the holidays. And next we have the Ryder Washing. This will be available in the first week, wave 1. This is an offensive rider, and it will increase dragon health, attack, and also have different class specific bonuses as well. So I hope you enjoyed this preview. I hope you're excited for the upcoming season, but don't forget to focus on this last week of the current season to get all the prizes you were wanting, and keep an eye out for more details on all of these dragons coming up soon.